Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Kicking It with Gab and Cheech.
I'm Gab.
I'm Cheech.
This week we're going to be talking about we're going to do the awards just like normal. Then we're going to talk about City versus Chelsea, match of the year potentially so far. We're going to recap the Prem, and then we're going to go over the table, talk a little bit about the international break, just a tiny bit, and that'll be our episode. Let's go with the banger of the week or / goal of the week. When you're ready, Ivan.
There wasn't too many awesome goals, but I'll give it to Zinchenko, that little volley. It was a cleanly hit. Other than that, there wasn't that many goals that were like super out there. If Rodri's shot, it didn't bounce off Thiago Silva, it would have been goal of the week, but it was a lucky deflection.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Anyway, my goal of the week. Ooh, there was two that I thought were huge. It was the Brighton goal, and then, man, I'm probably gonna go with Everton's second goal. I believe. Don't remember who it was scored by. It was kind of a lower name. Give me a second to pull him up. But yeah, I mean, I think we saw a lot of shockers for sure. There wasn't, like you said, too many necessarily goals that were insane. Zinchenko's I thought was all right. I mean, he basically did a standing scissor kick, of some sort. But they were already up. It was a wide open shot. I mean, nothing too special coming from that one. The Brighton goal was a solo goal. That was, man, I thought that one was fantastic. That changed the game. Solo goal. Yeah, I mean, let's go from there. Starboy of the week.
Cole Palmer. Easy.
I wouldn't say easy, but
he's making Man City regret it.
No, he's definitely not. There's the talent that Man City have. There's nothing he'd be able to do at this point, I think.
Who's your star boy?
I mean, look, don't get me wrong, Cole Palmer did excellent. He scored the goal. But I don't think that he necessarily played the biggest part in that game. He scored the goal because he's the pen taker, right?
Yes.
I mean, besides that, he wasn't such a huge threat. I thought he missed a couple passes that could have turned into goals.
You want me to pull up what you said when Palmer almost scored that solo goal? You said, it's giving me Hazard flashbacks.
Yeah, that was one solo goal, and he missed it, to be fair, but I'm just saying, that gave me Hazard flashbacks. It was like he dribbled through the team, stumbled, almost fell, and almost scored the goal. But, I mean, either way, I thought he could have played a little bit better. My star boy of the week, man. I mean, I guess I got to give it to Cole Palmer, but I mean, I really think Phil Foden played better, but I just feel like I keep going with them every week. I can't keep saying them, to this point. But yeah, I mean, Cole Palmer played well. Thought he could have played better. Nico Jackson, I thought, played well too. Not such a huge, a lot of people have been talking crap on him. I thought he did really well versus City for sure. Erling Haaland played well. Can't consider it best of all in the world though. Star boy, I guess. But let's take a look. Let's talk about the game. City versus Chelsea. Probably the game of the year so far. Definitely a candidate. I thought Tottenham, Chelsea was good. I thought that was one of the ones of the year. But this one
was just a step above.
Just blew our minds for sure. And I thought, I was a little worried. Like, I was getting worried. It was 1-2. Equalizer goal came. Then it was, just back and forth. I really thought that City, they should have capitalized on a few more goals or on a few more chances. I thought Ruben Dias, if you watch the replay on the goal that he gave the pen, or not that he gave the pen on, It was the one before that. Uh, but he slide tackled, trying to save a shot. Didn't really. He was kind of too far away from it. The deflection came back, and he scored the goal. But I thought everyone played really, really well. Chelsea looked a lot better than they've been looking, even though
They're
they beat
back. I was
Tottenham.
never worried, buddy. I told you.
But we knew the press against a team like Man City could not work often. And I feel like, each team scored 4 goals. It's the defense wasn't great, but it was a pen at the end on Broja. Um, Palmer put it away. Man, that was a big moment for him. He
More
celebrated.
controversy,
No, that was a clean pen. That was a clean pen.
buddy.
Was in fact what it was.
Kyle Walker handball
No, that
right
was
at the edge of
that.
the box, buddy.
It was
You're
okay. It
delusional.
was
You're
it
delusional.
was at the edge of the box, and I'm not saying that it didn't hit his hand. It's just one of those plays where a referee makes the decision, and it didn't impact the play at all. Kyle Walker still had possession of the ball. He was still going to have possession of the ball.
Nah, controversy, buddy. You're
Yeah,
delusional. You're delusional.
not delusional.
You're
It's
delusional.
factual. The referee makes that call. The assistant makes that call, and they didn't make the call because it had no relevance. He had space. He was still going to have possession, and that wasn't going to change. The X-Man City boys showed up. They bagged a pair of goals. Raheem Sterling celebrated,
Sterling
and
was
I'm glad.
insane.
I'm
He
glad. I
didn't
guess
really
they.
celebrate.
Yeah.
He went
Well,
like
neither.
he was
Yeah, he
like,
was just like, relax. I think he was still feeling nervous at that point. He was like, everybody calm down.
I do think Sterling was robbed of man of the match. I thought he played insane. He was not afraid to take on Kyle Walker, arguably one of the best right backs of all time, and he was making him work. He was making him work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I've always said that Raheem Sterling's good. I mean, I gotta believe in him. He's an old city guy. He plays good. You guys have been giving him shtick. I'm like, bro, he's a baller. He's a baller. No matter what. Yeah, he sometimes he gets a little selfish. Sometimes he gets a little indecisive. But still, at the end of the day, he's a baller. I'm glad he scored. It's a win for Chelsea. No matter what, it's a win for Chelsea. Like I said, win or loss, I'm glad it was a draw because there's not really anything anyone could really say. But I saw the Chelsea posts afterwards, like they won the game. I'm like, bro, these guys. I get that they're trying to battle back in the form and be top of the world, but I think this really is the first sign that Chelsea could actually be back. They just got to
We are
win
back.
games. They got to win these games.
We're so back, buddy. We're so back.
No, I think. I don't know.
I was never worried. Never worried.
Yes, you were. Absolutely.
No, I wasn't. I told you. I was like, we went in, and I thought we were gonna win. That's how confident I was. We should have won. Robbed. We got robbed.
Not robbed. Not robbed. There's both sides could have scored more goals. Either way, yeah. I mean, like I said, I was surprised to see what Chelsea did. I mean, they played a lot better. They played as a team. Usually, in the beginning of games, Chelsea start off slow. Their first touch, it's like it takes them a little bit to realize that they're in a game they can't make mistakes in. And I feel like in this game, they did not make mistakes. Well, I mean, they made mistakes. Obviously, they scored a goal, but I just mean they didn't make an overwhelmingly amount of mistakes to where one team like City capitalized. And City are the best at freaking everything. I thought Phil Foden was insane. Couple good solo runs. Took on 3 Chelsea defenders. Got through. Couldn't put it in the back of the net. That was a run and a half. And he nutmegged the defender as well. Yeah, I mean, Doku
was pretty disappointing. Nah, he was disappointing, buddy.
No.
Buddy,
I
Reece
think
James is gonna get arrested for stealing a Belgian.
no.
Buddy, he didn't do anything.
Well.
No, he
He did.
didn't.
He did
What
do
game
it.
did you watch? What game did you
What game
watch?
did you watch?
The game
He's a
where he did
winger.
nothing.
He's a winger. Yeah, he got a couple good crosses in, and then he lost a couple. I mean, that's the nature of being a winger. Like everybody wants him to be. Everyone wants a Neymar regen. That's what a winger lives on.
Nah,
You play the 1v1. Sometimes you lose. I mean,
nah.
we're used to Doku playing, mid-level defenders, mid-level right backs, and
Then it
dominating
goes
them.
against Reece James.
He
Who
plays a
dogged him.
top tier right back. He didn't dog him. He just,
Fraud! Fraud alert! Fraud
anyways,
alert.
Reece James could barely stay on the field 90 minutes. Relax, you
Buddy, he's
can't
just
stay on the
coming
field 90
back from
minutes.
injury.
He's been just coming back from injury for the last month.
Buddy. And guess what?
Either
He still
way,
outplayed.
either way, you were saying that Malo Gusto should. He's almost ready. You were saying. You were saying that.
Yeah, and Malagusto came in and
he played good
freaking
too.
still pocketed whoever was on there. It was Grealish. Grealish did nothing.
He didn't pocket him. Did you
Buddy,
even watch the
Grealish-
games?
Yes,
Did you
I
even
watched
watch
it.
the games?
Buddy, I watched the game twice.
Jack Grealish was originally crossed the goal before Rodri banged it in.
No,
That originally started from the left wing. What do you mean? You're
he
talking
did nothing.
nonsense at this point.
Nothing.
You're blinded.
No.
You're blinded. It's all right.
Blinded
It's
by
all right.
what?
I've known you're blinded. I've known it. It's fine.
No.
What do you think? I mean, what did you think of the game?
It was an amazing game. We're unlucky. You know, Varchester City strikes again. You know, Cucurella was fouled by Howland, and then we got Penn soft. It was super soft.
How could he? If it's a foul on one person, how's it not a foul on the other? They're doing
Holland
the
pulled
exact
his arm
same
first.
thing.
Holland pulled his arm
And he did it at the same time. You know, the second guy always gets caught. That's the same in any sport.
Still, exactly. That's what you're saying. So he should have been. You're saying he should have been called for that foul then.
I just told you the second guy always gets caught. The second guy always gets caught. It's the way it is. They don't see it until the second person does it, and they're like, "Oh."
Then what's
Either
VAR
way, it
for?
was reviewed by. It was reviewed by VAR.
It's because
They
it's
both had, that's fair play.
Anthony
If they're
Taylor
both holding on
is
to
a
it,
bald fraud.
it's fair play.
Pep is a bald fraud.
Regardless, no handshake from the managers at the end. We already knew most likely that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, I mean, let's move on to the other games. I mean, there was some pretty good shockers, I feel like, this weekend.
Tottenham bottling it, typical Tottenham fashion, losing to Wolves.
And the first goal came from a substitute about 2 minutes after he got subbed on. First goal comes, second goal, substitute grabs the assist, and they lose in the last seconds, which is insane. I mean, Tottenham, they thought. I mean, you figure that at this point they got to survive. The amount of injuries, you figure they could at least survive. Get a couple wins against the lower teams, stay alive. Enough for the title race for the other guys to come back. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens from now. But losing 2-1 to Wolves, not good at all.
No.
Arsenal beat Burnley, pretty fair fashion.
We're not shocked. I think we both expected that.
Everton, Crystal Palace. I think I called it, or we called it.
Yeah.
We were like, Everton's been playing so good. Crystal Palace haven't been playing good. Eze came back. He's finally back in the starting lineup. Scored a pen. But yeah, I mean,
I think he just signed a new contract too, buddy.
Yeah, he did.
But
I don't know why he wants to stay there. Yeah, he can play at a big club. He's just scared, I think. I could still see him go into like a Chelsea. I mean, other Chelsea news. Victor Osimhen said that he likes two Premier League clubs, Manchester United and Chelsea. Chelsea need the striker. Man United don't really need the striker, but I mean, how could you choose Højlund over Osimhen? So I mean, either way, I'd go. I'm gonna, if I'm either of those two clubs, I'm going for them.
I'm conflicted, buddy.
I mean,
because Nico Jackson has a lot of raw talent.
Yeah,
He just
but
has a lot of raw talent, and we're supposed to be giving this guy a chance, and to just completely buy $100 million striker and just basically
at
push
the
him
end of
aside.
the day, no, it's not pushing him aside. He's young. He knows he's young. Like
You're gonna have to.
everyone knows he's young. Every good team has a backup striker. Has a good backup striker. Man City have Julian Alvarez, who's been playing midfield, but at the end of the day, you know, they they can, if they needed to, and Julian Alvarez isn't starting, something happens to Holland, he's there. He can score goals. He's good. He can pass. I mean, Nico Jackson could be that guy, and who knows? Nico Jackson could go elsewhere. If that happens, Nico Jackson to me has reached the highest ceiling he could with Chelsea. But I mean, who knows if it's gonna happen? A lot of things happen.
It's all
Freaking
just
De Gea was supposed to
talk.
go to Madrid 5 years ago, never happened. A lot of transfers are supposed to happen that never do. Um, let's go back. Manchester United, Luton. Ten Hag just survives
Once
again.
again,
Again, they just need to fall off one of these games. Like when they lose a game and they play like a shit club, they need to lose that game, and then I think that's it for him. Like I think they'll then the real questions will start coming. He'll Yeah, I think they'll bottle it there. He may lose his job. Ajax need him back. They need him back. Whatever they got to do to get him back, they got to do it because they're in shambles without him. Uh, hu- yeah, huge shocker. Bournemouth 2-0 to Newcastle. Yeah, you did. They're not saying what happened to Callum Wilson. They haven't said he's injured. He didn't play. They haven't said anything. I don't know what. I really don't know what's going on with him. They don't say. They haven't said anything. He hasn't had a weekly injury report or anything. They're just not saying anything, but he's not playing right now. Yeah, I mean, Newcastle are still good. I mean, it's not like they're not good. They have players. They have talent. It's just I don't know. It's lack of chemistry, maybe. Um, Lewis Hall started the game, then got replaced. Usually they would move Trippier to left back, but they didn't. They kept him at right back. I don't know if you saw the video of Trippier confronting the fan after the game. It's like, you don't think I'm trying my hardest, he told him. And he's like, how many injuries have we got? How many injuries? The guy's not saying, like, it's not, it seemed like the guy was acting tough until Kieran Trippier went up there and got in his face, That happens all the time. Brighton, they could get like a Victor Osimhen. They could get anyone they want. Yeah, like you said, they have the money to get anyone. I really think it's hard for them. I think because they're considered to me like a big club, right? But they haven't always been a big club. Their stadium's fairly small. They have I think to footballers they're maybe considered a small club just because maybe their history, but I think right now like I think they're considered a top club. Yeah. Yeah. I think he's a better midfielder for sure. Anthony Gordon played striker and Jolinton played left wing. But Anthony Gordon's been red hot, but still no goal. Uh, he came off, I think, of the match. But yeah, I mean Newcastle. Ever since we feel like we praised them, Every time we praise them, they lose right after. Yeah, it's weird, but um, and then I thought this was one of those ones. Newcastle who beat Brentford like 8-1, and then after Bournemouth just lost 6-1, I thought Newcastle was gonna spank them, but man, 2-0. Uh, both goals from the same guy. Did pretty solid. Nothing too crazy, but good goals nonetheless. And he got his team some points to get him out of the bottom three. Let's take a look. West Ham, Nottingham Forest. Forest have been good. Like Forest are finding their way without Hudson-Odoi. Alonga scored a goal, but man, West Ham they've been shit too. They managed to find a win. Jared. Mhm. Yeah, but I mean, they've it's something. Yeah, it's something. I can't quite say what it is, really. Losing Declan Rice, I mean they should it seems like they're gonna lose Lucas Paqueta as well. But I mean I'm sure they'll have some money. I mean Declan Rice definitely was a record breaking transfer. Um maybe freaking Lucas Paqueta, he's up there. I think he's gonna be in the 100 million range. That's probably what they'll ask for him. I don't know if they'll get it, but I know he'll still be up there. Um, yeah, I mean it's time. I mean they're a big club, or they should be a big club now. You know they got the new stadium. They've they've got the sponsorship. Their kits are always horrible. But still, I mean they should be drawing some attention now. You know they're in London. They should be drawing some attention from some bigger players. Try to build something real. Everyone always talks about this club has no history. This club has no history. Like you got to make history. Like it doesn't just happen. Like a club eventually will have history if you make it. Like these teams that come up from like Luton Town were fifth division. They came all the way up. Like if they could just find a way to stay 10, 15 years from now, I mean, they could be a big club. You know, it just takes time. And to me, you got to be willing to spend the money. Like they were saying with Tottenham last year, Conte saying that they're just fine, just playing football every weekend. Like they're not there to win. Like I really do think that changed maybe what they were doing. Like I know they fired him. Obviously, I mean after he came out and said all that, that's pretty strong. But still, I mean like I think that really changed the mentality of like made people look in the mirror and change themselves. And I thought that was good. I thought he did good, by saying that. And I thought, it seems to be turning around for them to be more of the team that they should be because, like I said with West Ham, they've got the new stadium. They should be, they're a bigger club. They got to start getting players after Harry Kane. They signed James Madison. There's someone else. They got Richarlison, but still, they gotta add someone else. They gotta they gotta insert themselves by depth and talent in order to try to win the league. And to me, like Chelsea's done that. I mean, I know it hasn't worked for them, but Chelsea have done that. And Chelsea's they got a smaller stadium, but they've won everything. They have history. But at the same time, before that, they had no history, right? It's like they made the history. That was, like Chelsea made the history. Yeah, exactly. Like mm-hmm. They say that about all these clubs now. Like they say that about Man City, no history club. What are they gonna say in 10, 15 years? It may like, especially if we win the league again. Like what? How can you decline that this team has no history anymore? Yeah, and and honestly, Chelsea that season they weren't very good. Like they they hadn't. The Champions League just came out of nowhere. Honestly, like nothing was really going for them that year, and somehow they won the Champions League. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like we've saying, like you that they made that history, even though they had nothing else going for them. They stepped up when they needed to, and they did it. And yeah, I mean, like you were saying, um, yeah, I mean, this. To be fair, I think for Manchester United, we're talking about how shit they are, and everything, and they're sitting in sixth place. Yeah, but yeah, but see, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know, like for Manchester United, like this is the lowest of the low, but they're still in sixth place. Like that's crazy. Like they really do have history, but kind of remind me of like American football 49ers. Haven't won anything in your lifetime. Even like the Raiders, like too, haven't won anything in your lifetime. Talk about the history all the time, but I mean to be fair, like for the Niners, they're always in it, just like Manchester United are. They get close, don't win. I mean, Manchester United for being down as bad as they are right now, they're still sitting in sixth place. And to be fair, 6 point gap. I mean, if they turn this thing around, I mean, it's scary. They can finish top three for sure. But yeah, I mean, let's take a look. I think the only one we didn't talk about was oh no, there was two more we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about or three more. We didn't talk about Liverpool Brentford 3-0. Easy one. No surprises there. Brighton won, Sheffield won. Caesar, when we were going to your function, which you got to announce at the end of the episode, you got to announce and bring her in. Um, oh my gosh! All right, well you have to announce it. Um, Brighton. When I saw Caesar, he was like, "Did you see? Did you see Sheffield? They drew. They drew." And I was like, "Yeah, they did." Like, but yeah, I mean, Sheffield surprisingly got some points. They're still down there though, but because Bournemouth won, but still looking better, looking better. The goals are coming. Aston Villa 3-1 Fulham. Uh, Yuri Telemans got some playing time too. Got an assist. Finally, he's a man seeing the field hopefully more regularly. But yeah, let's take a look at the table. The goal differential on Sheffield and Burnley is the same now. But if Sheffield managed to win a game, no, they'll still be in 18th. If Luton managed to win a game, they could jump Bournemouth. Fulham are Fulham are down bad right now. They're not that bad though. I don't think they're that bad. I think it just happened to be what it is. Forest aren't that bad either. I don't think Everton are bad. Hey, this is one of those weeks Everton could take out Man United or the following week after international break because that's their next. Yeah, they're in good form, so hopefully. And then Luton are gonna play Palace, so they got a chance too. Um, yeah, I mean, top five: City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Villa. It's only 2 points or 3 points between 1 and 5, so that's pretty crucial. Chelsea getting the draw with City definitely saved the race, I guess, a little bit more. They would have been 3 points clear at 30. City would have been, even though Liverpool got the win, even though Arsenal got the win. Tottenham managed to get the loss. They'd be in first still if they won. Yeah, that's huge, back-to-back losses, but it definitely is huge because, I mean, either way, we knew they were missing players. We know they're going to be missing players, plus the red card stuff, didn't help them at all, but still, I thought they could have won this game for sure. They should have won this game, bottled it, classic Tottenham fashion. Um, the next one is huge too. They're going to be playing Villa. I think that'll be a really, really good game too. Uh, Golden Boot. Let's take a look at the Golden Boot race. Still the main man, Erling Haaland. Number 2, Mo Salah. And tied for third, Jared Bowen. I called it beginning of the season. Beginning of the season. I think I called this exact 3 right here. I'm not even kidding. I might have said Son second, but I'm pretty sure I said Salah. And then I said Bowen. I know for a fact I said Bowen and Haaland. Pedro Neto still leads assists, hasn't played in 2 weeks. James Madison is still tied for third. Doku's now tied for third. James Ward-Prowse now tied for third. He had an assist this weekend. Conor Gallagher's creeping up. Kieran Trippier still the same. Yeah, both to Mo Salah. Classic. Yeah, exactly. Clean sheets still go to Sam Johnstone. Man, freaking Robert Sanchez is up there. Ederson's up there too. Goals, Man City, 32. 3 goals clear of Villa, 4 or 5 of Liverpool. And then Man City had the most wins with 9. Burnley's still sucking with the 10. Sheffield are at 9. But man, I think international break is good right now. I think what it's gonna do. I think it's gonna give Tottenham for sure some time to really figure out what they're gonna do. Really figure out if they're going to continuously play the same way, which the coach has been saying so, but we'll really find out after this international break because, he's going forward. This kind of reminds me, remember when Harry Kane got injured when Jose Mourinho was the coach? And he was like, we're fucked. He's like, we're fucked. Like, I feel like this gives me reminiscent of that. Like, he's like, okay, you try to in front of the team, you try to seem, like we're just gonna stick to what we're doing, but but in his head, he's like, we're fucked. But no, I do think I don't know. We'll be interested to see after the international break. It'll give them some time, maybe to change their tactics, to actually practice their tactics and all, and see what they do. They got Villa. That's a tough one after the break, for sure. Tough one. Not sure if it's there at home or not. Arsenal too. I mean, Arsenal. They've got Saka's still a bit injured. He still can regain his form. Maybe. Man City. I think this gives Jack Grealish a time to get a bit better, to get a bit better, get his legs in form. He didn't get the start over Doku, but I mean Doku had that good game. where you kind of couldn't not start him, especially after you sat him in the UCL game. But yeah, I think Grealish is still, he's not fully back, but when he is, he's really good. He's really good. He's not necessarily a stat sheet guy, but he does a lot of the stuff that leads to the goals. Um, I think Manchester United too, it'll be good for them. You know, they got to figure something out, and I think they're kind of in the same boat like as Chelsea, like where they are just kind of going through it. Like they have pieces, people are just injured, but when they figure it all out, it'll come together. Newcastle as well. Whatever Callum Wilson's injury is, hopefully it's fixed. It's good by then. Uh, Pedro Neto for the Wanderers too. He'll still be out till after the break, but it'll still be good for him to recover. These lower teams, it should be good for them because they typically all of them will be training together still. Um, I think some of those U21 guys will be out, but the call ups for some teams just because they're going into friendlies or maybe they've qualified for Euros already. Some of the younger guys are getting the call ups. But yeah, I think Cole Palmer got his first call up to England. Let's see who else. Endrick got his first call up to Brazil. Rico Lewis got his first call up to England. Yeah, I mean, there's there's definitely some good ones. England's already qualified. This team's not really against anyone, and it's probably a country. It's not even a country I could name or pronounce. It's like starts with the M, very small. I'm surprised though. A couple of those guys. I think Sterling ended up getting the call up too. He didn't. I swear I thought. No, in the original squad he didn't. I don't think. Let me see. That's true though. Who are you gonna drop? Who are you gonna drop? Tell me. And for England, he has. For England, he scored in the past couple games they played. But that's not necessarily true for England because Aaron Ramsdale hasn't been in. And I guess that is kind of true because Southgate has said in 6 months from now we'll look again, see how he's doing with this club, and if he's not getting picked regularly, then that's it. Yeah. Uh, I think there's a little bit of bias always with anyone, with a boss, with a coach, anything. There's a little bit of bias. But I think Raheem Sterling, to me, the way that England are playing right now, the way they play, I mean, Rashford plays well for them, in my opinion. Rashford offers you something that I don't think Raheem Sterling offers you, but I also think there's something Raheem Sterling offers that Rashford doesn't. So I mean, it really just depends what they're looking for. And I think with Phil Foden playing majority the right side, I think that Rashford complements that better for sure. And Harry Kane. I think Sterling is a lot better if you have maybe weaker strikers or weaker attack, just because he's a bit aggressive more, in my opinion. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I mean Reece James, he's been injured, so they haven't been picking him. But I mean, he's available this time. He was not selected either. Madison withdrew because of the injury. I really thought Callum Wilson was going to withdraw, but he's still in the squad. Saka's still in the squad. Henderson's in the squad. Like I've been saying, Henderson, yes, he's the captain, but I think it's time. I've been saying that. Um, I mean, Let's see who they got. So if they were to pick Reece James, to me that's still really hard. Like, who do you drop? Uh, yeah, I mean, I can't really see anyone that would. I mean, who would you drop for Reece James? I'm just. I mean, he's not. He wasn't. Or yeah, but he wasn't. Like, he never usually gets selected. Jude Bellingham's. Oh, go ahead. It's because I think he had all that stuff going on with the bar last year, and then he was injured for a small, tiny portion too. I think that bar incident happened after he, or like during his injury time. But I mean, even for the future, I can't think of anyone. I mean, there's your buddy, but still, he's barely getting selected for Newcastle. We just need. He needs more time. He needs more time. Um, yeah, yeah. The only one that I've said that I've been saying, um, freaking. Hold on. He's injured right now, though. Go to your. Um, um, can't remember the. I can't remember his name. Livermento. Livermento's been good for Newcastle, I think. Plays right back naturally, but I mean, moving forward, say in 3 years when the World Cup comes, say Trippier's too old, which he's already old. I mean, necessarily you could have like a Trent and Livermento combination. Maybe Kyle Walker plays, but he's gonna be like 35, I think, by the next World Cup. Yeah, that's funny. That just every time that reminds me of Mascherano when he played center back for Argentina in the World Cup. I was like, man, like he always plays CDM. Even for Barca, he was playing center back. I'm like, this guy's getting old. And then everybody's like, Argentina suck, Argentina suck. I'm like, bro, Messi literally carried that team. Aguero was injured, and then he came back, did nothing. Higuain was awful. Like, anyway, yeah. I think what well they said that Jude Bellingham was gonna go to the England call up, but Ancelotti said that he thought that he was gonna come back right away after because Jude Bellingham wanted the opinion from the England doctor, I guess, so that's why he came all the way over. She should have found out today. We probably won't hear anything until tomorrow anyway, or maybe in a few hours here, um, on what's really going on. But he'll. I don't expect him to play. So I'm assuming someone else will get a late call up. um, let's see. I've been saying too. Dan Burn. I think Dan Burn belongs. I mean, He's top defender right now. I think he's been insane. Uh, he's English, so why not? I mean, just he's injured right now though, but I'm just saying for the World Cup team, I think he should be included. He's been playing so well. If Jude Bellingham gets recall or withdrawals, who do you put in? Well, they've already got they just called up Rico Lewis, which probably will go in the midfielder section because they're wanting him to transition from defender. Everyone is, I feel like. And Calvin Phillips, I mean, he keeps getting that call up. Southgate must love him. He's got something else. Yeah. I don't know. Ollie Watkins got the call up too. That's always usual. But like I said, I feel like for this one they should have gone with maybe some like Madweek, Cole Palmer's definitely coming in. Jared Bowen could stay in. I get no, they never want to lose these games, but the team they're playing, Malta or Malata, there's no. If you lose this game, like there's no way. There's no way they lose this game. Yeah, yeah. Gahey should play from Palace. I think he should get the start. Lewis Dunk should get the start. Levi Colwill left back. Trippier maybe. I don't think Kyle Walker will play this one. I don't know. Yeah. Uh, Conor Gallagher will definitely play. He's been, like I've been saying, he's been game changer these past few weeks. He's been absolutely game changer. I thought he was really good on the press in the City game. I mean, you'll see it week in, week out with him. Hopefully Rico Lewis shows up. Hopefully Cole Palmer show up. They should do something. They should hopefully both get the start. I don't think Rico Lewis will get the start. He's still fairly even younger. I think he's 19 now. Cole Palmer should get the start though. Hopefully, maybe Phil Foden and Rashford sit out for Grealish and Palmer. They may even play Palmer in the midfield. If they play Palmer in the midfield, I'm going to be upset because all the Southgate says about Phil Foden not being able to play the middle. To me, Phil Foden is clear, buddy. He's clear. Yeah, we've been saying that. Give Pep the team. Calvin Phillips is out of there. Freaking Jordan Henderson's out of there. I don't know. I think Rashford would be out of there too. I don't know. To me, with like if you give Pep this team, I mean it can't be favoritism, right? I mean, or not necessarily favoritism, but Pep likes players his way. It's his way or no way, basically. That's why Cole Palmer left. He's like, you have a chance to play. He's like, nope, I'm out. Yeah, like it's. I'm sure if Pep told him like you're gonna start playing because you know you're gonna be the regular because uh, Mahrez is leaving, then maybe he would have been like, yeah. But the talent they have, I mean, you can't say that for sure. And Phil Foden's taken over that role on the right wing perfectly. I feel like Phil Foden has made he's clear at right wing now. I think there's yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, but I'm just saying, like he's established that he's Man City's right wing. I think like he plays him and Kyle Walker have such a good chemistry with the overlapping runs because Phil Foden is not really that. He's an inverted winger type. He likes to play towards the middle. Kyle Walker loves the overlap. Phil Foden always plays the ball perfectly there, and them two, he allows Kyle Walker to be more of an attacker, and he's finding the space. I think last season, I mean, he wasn't playing as much because Jack Grealish was there, and Mahrez was just I mean, Mahrez's first touch. I mean, you gotta have that on the field every time. He could score free kicks. He could score. He could score. Shame that he went. Shame that he went anywhere that wasn't a top 3 league. But the money. I mean, I guess the money. But yeah, it'd be crazy if Endrick played for Brazil. It would be crazy. Getting the call up is one thing, but playing, starting even if he does, is a whole different. Hopefully he does play though. That would be crazy. The pictures took you back to like Pele. It's really you hate to put like the pressure on him, but it's just vibe. Like the vibe was like the shirt, everything. Like it was just just reminiscent for sure. But yeah, I hope he does well. I hope he plays. I hope all these young guys that got called up do well and they play. I don't think, like I said, Rico Lewis might play at all unless they get a pretty hefty lead. But yeah, I mean, I don't expect to see either of these super high names for England play either. Hopefully Ramsdale gets to start. He needs something. Feel for that guy. Um, that's all I got. Yeah, we won't be on for the international break. We'll be taking our time, just a little break for ourselves as well, and we'll be back on the. Okay, let me check a look at the calendar real quick. What day are we on? The 13th, the 23rd. So that's the Thanksgiving episode. It's a Turkey Day episode. I mean, we can, or no, we have to because I don't know what time. There's no way. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see as it gets closer. My dinner is gonna be at 5, but yeah, that's gonna be a tough one for sure for us to put on, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we record earlier in the week, and then but yeah, I mean, we'll be talking about those games coming up. There's a Monday game that week too. Shit Monday game, absolutely shit Monday game. And then December after this break, this is the last international break before Boxing Days. And man, dude, I'm just looking at my calendar, how I sync it with the Premier League. Dude, December 2nd, December 3rd, games, those normal weekend games. Then you got Tuesday, 2 games, Wednesday, 6 games, Thursday, 2 games. Then the weekend again.
When do I take my vacation?
You won't be hitting it. You'll get the weekend games, but there's no games that week.
Nah.
Yeah, the week, and then the Christmas. There's no Christmas game. There's Christmas Eve game. It hasn't switched my. Chelsea actually play on Christmas Eve, right? Yeah, now they were playing on the 23rd, but my calendar's not right. But Chelsea will play on Christmas Eve, and then again on the 27th. So that's really short week. But yeah, Boxing Days are coming. I'm super excited. Then they'll be back to one weekend. There won't even be many Sunday games after that. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. This is like the home. This is like the best time of the year. Yeah, it's gonna be rough for the players, but I mean, as fans, I mean, this is the best time there is.
This is prime time ball.
Yeah, so enjoy the international break. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna have to. What are we even gonna do? What are we gonna do? How are we gonna record? This would be like double shift here.
I don't know. Yeah, and then uh December we got the last two games of Champions League,
Mm-hmm.
the crucial games, buddy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane.
Where is it even gonna fit? Well, it just depends.
Newcastle's Newcastle's hopes and dreams will collapse.
Yeah, that's real. But yeah, it makes you wonder where they're gonna fit. I think it's got to be in these weeks where there's no games during the week. Like
I
one of
think
those.
I think that week of my vacation is Champions League. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, the 12th and 13th could be. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to figure it out. Like, we could always do our Monday one.
I'm gonna have
But
to take the. I'm like, babe, I know we're on vacation. We gotta record.
there's a Monday one, and then yeah, we'll have to figure it out. We're actually gonna have to sit down, I think, and like look at this because the Boxing Day games, like we could do the normal Monday episode, but it's the other one, the Thursday to Friday one, which gets
We got to
tricky.
do it at the office special.
And even the Monday one the Monday one is on Christmas for Christmas one, so that one's gonna be weird too. But
Unless we just do like a week anticipation type thing. That's the only thing I can think of.
you know, even then, like, say we do a Friday. Not even we can't even do a Friday. We have to do because the first game before Christmas is on a Thursday. Yeah, it's gonna be weird. We'll figure it out. We'll sit down and figure it out.
Yeah.
But absolutely, that's all I got this week. Enjoy the
That's all we got.
international break because we're coming back twice as hard.
Spend time with your family.
Spend time with your families because we're gonna be posting like crazy after. All right, boys. That's all I got. You were kicking it.
Gavin Cheech.
Gavin Cheech. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify,
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. No, we're not on LinkedIn. But thank you everybody for listening. Enjoy the international break. I'll be watching England. Whatever England posts, I'll be watching it. Should be dropping stuff tomorrow. And we'll catch you next time.
Later.
Later.